This is another reading of Lord Meher, page 3205. We're still on the chapter Fiery Free Life. The year is still 1952. And Mona will begin the reading. Thank you, Mona.
Thank you. It was during the stay at Rath that Meher Baba again mentioned his humiliation, a theme he was often to repeat. There is a need for my uninvited and 100% humiliation before the spontaneous 100% manifestation of the glory of God. For those who have died for God and those who live for Him, he added, it is quite possible that there may be at least one person for taste of this very necessary humiliation at Delhi. Baba also foretold, you will not find me in any such a happy mood in Delhi. However, during my stay in the capital, I will contact one intellectual giant. No one knew at that time to whom he was referring. Babu Ram Prasad had lovingly arranged things for Baba and his mandali in Nauranga. But there was also a hostile group there who opposed Baba. These persons went as far as to burst a canal dike. Water flooded everywhere, and Baba could not enter Nauranga proper. He was forced to give darshan outside the village. But the surprising thing was that during Baba's fiery life, the opposition shortly thereafter turned to ashes. And the place where this disturbance had taken place eventually became a perennial memorial to Meher Baba named Meher Dham. The following message was read out during one darshan program in Nauranga. It was titled God as Truth. Ultimately, everyone and everything is God, and that God as truth can be realized through the Guru or the Master. Generally, in this country, India, Vedanta is associated with this rendering of the Most High. Now, I'm not concerned with Vedanta or Sufism or any other ism, but only with God as truth, as He comes in our experience after the disappearance of the limited and limiting ego mind. God is an unshakable and eternal truth. He reveals himself to and communication with those who love him, seek him, and surrender themselves to him, either in his impersonal aspect, which is beyond name, form, and time, or in his personal aspect. He is more easily accessible to the ordinary man through the God men who have always come and will always come to impart light and truth to struggling humanity, which is mostly groping in darkness. Because of his complete union with God, the God man eternally enjoys I am God state, which equally corresponds to the Vedantic Aham Brahmasmi and the Sufi Anal Haq or Christ declaration I and my Father are one. Next page. I'm not able to see this entire page.
Oh,
Oh, okay, now I can. Now I can. Thanks.
okay, good.
I- In the experience of the Sufis, Anal Haq or the I am God state is the culmination of Hama Ust, which means everything is God and nothing else exists. Footnote.
And the
Okay.
footnote says, can you see it, Mona?
No, I can't see the footnote.
Oh,
Please
okay.
read.
Well, yeah, I can see it. So for further clarity, refer to these Sufi terms in God Speaks, page 308. End of
Okay.
footnote.
All right. Thank you. Since in this approach, only God without a second is contemplated. Okay. Can you shut the footnote? Because now I can see it.
Oh, how strange. I shut it 30 seconds
Okay.
ago.
Okay, now it's gone. Thanks. There is no room for love for God or longing for God. The soul has the intellectual conviction that it is God. But in order to experience that state in actually, it goes through intense concentration or meditation on thought. I am not the body. I am not the mind. I'm neither this nor that. I am God. The soul that experiences through meditation what it has assumed itself to be. But the mode of experiencing God is not only hard but dry. The path is more realistic and joyous, where there is an ample play of love and devotion for God, which postulates temporary and apparent separateness from God and longing to unite with Him. Such provisional and apparent separateness from God is affirmed by the soul in the two Sufi conceptions, Hama as Ust, that is, everything is from God, and Hama Dast, which means even, sorry, I kind of lost that. Hamadas, which means everything is for the beloved God. In both these conceptions, the soul realizes that its separateness from God is only temporary and apparent, and it seeks to restore the lost unity with God by intense love, which consumes all duality. The only difference between there's a recording going on that eh, sorry is everything from God and Hamadas. Sorry, I'm kind of lost. Can you guide me where I am?
Uh, yeah, I put it in blue. Can you see it? I think there's a little bit of
Uh,
delay between New York and Bombay.
no, I can't see the
It
highlight. If you
it's
can just show, okay, now I can see it. The only difference between these two states is that whereas the soul in the state of Hamadast rests content with the will of God as the beloved, in the state of Hama As Ust, the soul longs for nothing but union with God. Since the soul, which is in bondage, can be redeemed only through divine love, even perfect masters who attain complete unity with God and experience Him as the only reality often apparently step into the domain of duality and talk the language of love, worship, mm-mm, hmm, and service of God in his unmanifest being, as well in as in all the numbness forms through whom he manifests himself. Love divine, as sung by the Hindu saints like Tukaram, as taught by Christian mystics like Saint Francis of Assisi, as practiced by Zoroastrian saints like Azar Kaivan, and as made immortal by Sufi poets like Hafiz, harbors no thought of the self at all. It consumes all wants and frailties with which nourish the bondage and illusion of duality. Ultimately, it unifies the soul with God, thus bringing to it self knowledge, abiding happiness, unassailable peace, unbounded understanding, and unlimited power. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you. May next reader.
Thank you, Mona. Next reader, Meher Kiran.
Yeah, I start from the beginning.
Yes, please.
In the town of
Oh,
Jarakhar.
there's this line above.
Okay. Be ye inheritors of this life eternal, which comes to those who seek. It's in Lord Meher Fairy Free Life, 1952. We are reading and continuing. In the town of Jarakhar, Sripa Sahai had arranged private accommodations for Baba and the Mandali in a school building. The school boys there would perform daily drills, shouldering wooden guns. Commander-in-Chief Kumar thought of having them parade for Baba. Baba appeared, and without having been told of Kumar's idea, instructed him to start the parade. Kumar began leading the youngsters, and Baba beamed as the children saluted him. This message from Baba, titled Be Soldiers of God, was given there. Let us become the soldiers of God. Let us struggle for the truth. Let us live not for our own selves, but for others. Let us speak truly, think truly, and act truly. Let us be honest, as God is infinite honesty. Let us return love for hatred and win over others to God. Let the world know that above everything, most dear to our hearts is God, the supreme reality. I give you my blessings for the attainment of this truth. After the parade, the students came for Baba's darshan. Standing in a line, one by one, each child approached and took prasad from him. When only a few children were left, Baba stroked the cheek of one of them. This made all other boys jealous, and they again formed into a line. The next boy would not leave unless Baba stroked his cheek also. Thus, Baba had to gratify their wish and caress every little fellow, and he was much amused by it all. Vishnu Sharma of Dagwan sang before Baba, and it was observed that Hirala Lodi of Nauranga began acting in a strange way. He would cling to people of Baba's group, remove their satchels or hats, and slap and push them. His antics also amused Baba much. In the village of Dagwan, Baba visited a devotee named Fadali. Baba called his wife to him, but she was so shy she did not come. Fadali was upset over his wife's disobedience to Baba and slapped her. Baba rebuked him, ordering him never to do so again. In Hamirpur district, it is a custom for women to wear veils, and they never readily approach any male who is not a relative. But after this incident, they, of their own accord, began coming to Baba to their great benefit. In many places, women would cover the dirt roads with their costly saris for Baba to walk upon. The message, God as bliss, was read at several places. Everywhere, in every walk of life, man, without exception, is thirsting for happiness. From the diverse allurements of sensual life and from the many possessions and attainments that feed and tickle the ego, as also from the numberless experiences which stimulate the intellect, excite the mind, calm down the heart, or energize the spirit. From all this, he seeks happiness of diverse kinds. But he seeks it in the world of duality and in the passing shadows of the Mayavic illusion, which we call the universe. And he finds that the happiness which he gets therein is so transient that it has almost disappeared in the very moment of experience. And after it disappears, what remains is a bottomless vacuity with no multiplication of similar experiences can ever completely fill. The endless and fathomless ocean of bliss is within everyone. There is no individual who is entirely devoid of happiness in some form, since there is no individual who is entirely cut off from God as the ocean of bliss.
Oh, sorry. The paragraph above is
Okay. Yeah, sorry. But true bliss can come only to the one who would take courage in his hands and become free of all attachments to forms which are nothing but the illusions of duality. Only then can he get united with his true beloved, who is God as the abiding and eternal truth behind all forms, including what he regards as his own body. The endless and fathomless ocean of bliss is within everyone. There is no individual who is entirely devoid of happiness in some form, since there is no individual who is entirely cut off from God as the ocean of bliss. Every type of pleasure which he ever had is ultimately a partial and illusionary reflection of God as Ananda, in brackets bliss. But pleasure which is sought and experienced in ignorance ultimately binds the soul to endless continuation of the false life of the ego and leaves the soul exposed to many sufferings of the ego life. The pleasures of the illusionary world are comparable to the many rivers of mirage that apparently pour themselves into the ocean. Divine bliss is ever fresh, everlasting, continuous, and is endless, and is endlessly experienced as self-sustained and infinite joy of God. Be united with your real beloved, who is God as Ananda or bliss. Darshan arrangements in Amarpura. Darshan arrangements in Amarpura were made by Virendra Singh. Outside the village, an old man and woman were residing in a hut. They longed with all their hearts for Baba to come and sanctify their humble abode. But they had not the courage to request him. That day after the program, instead of taking the direct road, Baba asked that the car be driven by another road, stopping by the old couple's hut. Baba entered it. The two were overcome with emotion and garlanded him. Gadekar sang the Aarti, and after embracing them, Baba left. Another time, a man who had been waiting to see Baba for over 5 years went to the place where darshan was being held. But he was informed that Meher Baba has just departed. Although old, he began running after Baba's car. He ran an incredible 12 miles. And finally, through his deep and unwavering faith, caught up with the group. Baba had the car stopped and was sitting under a tree. The old man, panting heavily, approached and with difficulty uttered, Meher Baba is omniscient. Meher Baba is omniscient. Baba held him in a hearty and loving embrace. His long wait was over. He was in the all-knowing one's arm. While Baba was giving Mass darshan in Dhanauri, a blind boy groped his way through the crowd and came to the dais. Guiding him, some people took him by the arm and brought him before Baba, who handed him prasad. When darshan was over, Baba headed toward the village of Banda. On the way, each of the car got out and sat down under a tree. He gathered the mandali around him and remarked, "Today, God saved me. A very bad thing almost happened. When the blind boy came to me, seeing his helplessness, he was so handsome, energetic, and bright. I had a whim to give him sight. In fact, this whim should not have been there, but God saved me from giving the beautiful boy his eyesight, which would not have been good for him." At this, Eruch burst out laughing. On Baba's inquiry, he replied, "He, seeing the lad, I thought of Jesus who performed so many miracles, making a corpse come alive, restoring sight to the blind, healing the lepers, making the crippled walk. And here is a Baba who has no mercy on this boy." Baba replied, "It was good I was saved through God's grace. Otherwise, it would have harmed the boy, not helped him." Baba continued, "When I was Krishna, I revealed my universal aspect to Arjuna. That was a mistake. I should not have done it, because love and faith alone should compel one to obey the master's behest. Arjuna did not do this so to create trust in him. Arjuna did not do this so to create trust in him. I, as Krishna, had to reveal something to him." As Meher Baba's tour came to an end, Hamirpur district was aflame with the fire of divine love. The impoverished rural area was now desirous of looting the divine treasure. Although lacking materially, its villagers had claimed a bountiful share of Baba's love. That is why he has stated, "The district of Hamirpur is my heart."
Meher, could you read more distinctly? Say each word. Baba liked that for songs, evidently. I just heard that. He said in songs you should say each word so very clearly.
Okay.
Thank you.
Almost 80,000 people had the good fortune to receive Baba's touch during these 10 days of darshan. The whole region of Hamirpur resounded with Hari Baba, Hari Baba, Meher Baba, Hari Hari. It can be like pronounced Hare Baba, Meher Baba, Hare Hare. The originator of this chant was Vishnu Sharma of Dagwan. For days, people totally forgot themselves in this rhythmic acclamation. Hamirpur is such a remote area that at places there are only narrow footpaths. Yet the people made every effort to facilitate Baba's arrival and stay. They had constructed roads through their fields for miles on end. In some places, forests were cleared and earth filled in across canals that irrigated their fields. Thus, the Lord of creation was able to drive through the fields, across canals, rivers, and streams, through forests and over hills to distant villages where no car had ever gone before. The village children would scamper after Baba's car to ensure that it reached the main road. Baba tried to dissuade them and others from following him, but the crowd would not be denied the joy of escorting him, and Baba had to submit to their love. Nectar was blended in the fire, and a strange intoxication pervaded the district. As Ramju recalled regarding the people of Hamirpur, all who saw and approached Baba were no longer themselves. Men forgot their family responsibilities, their daily work and business. Women neglected their household duties and children, and young people and children absented themselves from colleges and schools to be near Baba. The result of this mass devotion and its consequent reaction was that often offices had to be declared closed for the day, and the principals and headmasters had to close their colleges and schools for the great occasion. Hunger and thirst were forgotten. For those who witnessed the unique spectacle of this sea of ardent humanity surrounding Baba, it was a soul stirring memory. Aloba later stated, had people described to me the scenes, and had I not seen it with my own eyes, I would not have believed it. The meaning of Meher Baba's fiery free life can be understood from the programs undergone in Hamirpur district. Baba truly ignited towns and villages in a fire of divine love, in which the true seeker would wish to burn. For in the pain of its burning there was joy. Tears and smiles prevailed, but there was no difference between them. The fire was in both equally. This was a gift of Baba's fiery free life. The fire burns, yet is invisible. It is tender, yet harsh. Age saw that the whole district was on fire, and it will continue burning until everyone in it turns into ashes. And the ashes begin singing the song of union. When it was time for Baba to bid his drops farewell, their hearts burst out, weeping even more. The very fire he himself had lit would not let him go. Age tried to tell them, "Oh, lovers, he is always within the fire in your hearts. This is his beloved. He will stay in Hamirpur forever with this fire. Continue burning in it, consume yourselves. What grace Baba has showered on you, he is making you die and laugh at the same time. Burn and laugh? It is our boon granted only after ages of birth." On Friday, 28th November 1952, Baba and the Mandali left Hamirpur for Delhi by the Manikpur Jhansi Express train. 10 of Baba's close followers from Hamirpur accompanied them. Aloba made a mistake while arranging the baggage on the train, and Baba scolded him. "I am burning within. Don't let me also burn outside by your carelessness." They arrived in Jhansi and rested at the house of G.S. Srivastava, a long-standing Baba lover of Allahabad, who had been transferred to Jhansi. All in the family ran to greet Baba. Srivastava's wife, mother, 3 daughters, several sons. It was an amusing sight as Srivastava was a rather rotund figure and usually did not run anywhere. Baba stood where he was until Srivastava caught up. He was breathless. Baba embraced him lovingly and joked, "You run quite fast." Years before, when Srivastava had come to Mehrabad for Baba's darshan, Baba had asked him why he had not brought his family. Srivastava had replied that he had a large family and could not afford to bring them. Baba said, "Never mind. One day I will come to your house to see them." Baba had now fulfilled his promise. Baba addressed the family in a serious tone. "Think it is my love for you that has brought me from such a great distance to see you all. Have you any idea of my love? You are also lucky that I have come to your house. One day you will realize it."
Thank you, Meher.
Thank you, Eugene.
Marvin, could you unmute and continue, please?
I need 2 minutes. Sorry, I'm just in the middle of making a coffee here.
Oh, no problem.
Okay.
Eva, could you unmute and continue?
I can, yes. Srivasta had invited a few close personal friends to meet Baba, and Baba distributed prasad under a pipal tree in their garden. Srivastava's son, Indrajit, had left to get a camera and missed his prasad. When he returned, Baba again sat under the tree before giving him his share. He also permitted Indrajit to take a few photographs. Baba and the Mandali left Jhansi the same evening and reached Delhi on the morning of the 29th. Wasdeo Khan and his wife Prabha, Hari Jwan Lal and his family, Keki Desai, Tian Dahar, Pian Ganju, Kishan Singh, and Prakash Wadi, Keki Nalavala, Dr. Deshmukh and his daughter, Sanjurvani, and a few others were present at the train station to receive him. Baba with Erich, Chagan, and Sidhu stayed at Kang's house at 16 President Estate, and the rest of the group at 10 Tagore Road, where Harjwan's son was staying. But the places were far apart, which proved an inconvenience since Baba always wanted his mandali near him. Pendu was hard put to look after all the travel arrangements, and as conveyances were not readily available, he could not go to Baba when he was wanted. There were also continual additions to Baba's group from different places. As stated during this tour, whenever Baba went to a new place, his first duty was always service to the poor and destitute. But when he arrived at Kane's, he was angry to find that the poor persons were not yet there. Kane explained that it had been unclear whether the persons were to be waiting or assembled after Baba's arrival. After a few minutes of discussion, Baba agreed that the instructions had not been clear. He apologized for losing his temper and said, to compensate, he wished to touch the feet of all present, which he did. The 7 poor persons were brought. They were not the sort that Baba preferred, but he nevertheless washed their feet and gave them each 51 rupees. Meanwhile, Pendu and all the group who were staying at Harjwan's arrived at Kane's house late. Baba became upset again. Pendu explained, "What could I do, Baba? I insisted Harjwan provide us with the bus soon, but he could not." Baba asked Harjwan Lal, "What do you take me for?" "Paramatma," he replied. "Even taking me as God, you do not follow my behests. So what is the use of your mere understanding?" "There will be no delay from tomorrow, Baba," Harijwan promised. "I will make sure all the arrangements are carried out." But the next day it happened again. Next reader.
Oh, good. You're back, Marvin. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Now my internet's been a little iffy, so let me know if well, I'll know if it comes out.
Will do. From but the next day.
The next day.
Practically at the bottom.
But the next day it happened again. Baba took Harjiwan Lal to task. "You promised me yesterday. Why couldn't you keep your promise? I thought I was the champion promise breaker, but you excel me." After attending to the poor on the 29th, Baba set out for Musk contacts in Delhi. Baidul had been sent from Havapur in advance, but he had not been able to locate many advanced souls who were suitable, and Baba was not satisfied with the Musk work done. In the afternoon at 2 o'clock, there was a private function at the Kane's residence for local lovers. Baba Kane recited a kirtan, others sang bhajans. In the midst of the singing, Baba dictated on the board, "Be true, be honest to your own self and to God." Baba enjoyed the music program and at the end distributed laddus as prasad. Because of the Mandali's late arrival that morning for the poor program, Baba had informed them, quote, "To compensate for the delay in the poor program, I wish to wash the feet of and bow down to a special boy. He must be between 16 and 18 years of age, spiritually minded, intelligent, athletic, obedient to his parents, and he should have a pure heart. Can anyone bring me such a lad?" Pukar volunteered to undertake the task along with Nana Kerr, and they, with Daulat Singh and Babadas, went to a college in search of such a lad. The students ridiculed them, but undeterred, they contacted the principal, who suggested a suitable candidate. The boy was willing, but his mother was not prepared to tolerate such a person of Meher Baba's stature and magnitude washing her son's feet and bowing to him. Pukar prevailed upon her to consent to Baba's wish, but the woman was insistent. Finally, as they were about to give up hope, they found another boy walking along the road and brought him to Baba. Baba was pleased with him, bowed at his feet, and gave him rupees 51. The boy's father was a devotee of Sai Baba, and the boy himself said he sometimes, quote, saw Sai Baba in a park near their home. Pukar then realized that Baba had wanted to contact this boy all along. Public darshan was held at 6 places in Delhi. Harjiwan Lal, who had been given charge of arranging the programs, fixed one at his house near Lahori Gate. His entire family was fully devoted to Baba. His wife and daughter and Gauri had made the best possible cooking arrangements for the large group, and his sons, Sugand and Inder, were helpful in other ways. But Baba would reprove Harjiwan often, which curiously added to the fire of his love. 2 darshan programs, which middle-class families of the city attended, were held at 10 Tagore Road in Delhi on 30 November and 1st December 52. A function held in the town hall was attended mostly by educated, cultured persons. A large shimiana, a decorative canopy, had been erected outside Harjiwan's residence, and Baba met with those who came in the mornings and evenings. 2 messages were given during these gatherings. The first was about religious rituals and ceremonies. And the message read, the diverse rituals and ceremonies of different religions and cults are intended to release divine love, but they mostly bind the soul to the repetitive mechanism of expressive forms. Attachment to the rigid forms of external expressions of love to God not only limits the love itself, but creates separative divisions between one religion and another. Therefore, the rituals and ceremonies often bind the soul to ignorance and illusory separateness and become an obstacle to real illumination. The true spiritual aspirant is therefore more keen about the inner life. Inner life is based on love for God, and it is this love that annihilates all desires, keeping only one desire and longing, that of union with beloved God. For expressing his reverence in any set forms, such obsessions twist the real life. A free soul is never entangled in any of these essentials, and never allows itself to be overpowered by the separative tendencies released by attachment to rituals and ceremonies. The second message was about God and the universe, and reads so. Ordinary persons are caught up in the universe and its allurements, though the entire universe is nothing but a shadow of God or truth. Masters are always immersed in the joy of union with God and can never be caught up in the mazes of the illusory universe. Just as ordinarily we do not pay any attention to shadows, masters do not pay any attention to the universe except to divert the attention of humanity from the shadow to the substance. Hari Singh, after his meeting with Baba during the New Life in Manjari Mafi in 1950, was still behaving like a must and had become careless about his family. He had come to Delhi from Aligarh for the darshan programs, at which time Baba instructed him to be mindful of his business and not neglect his responsibilities. Another darshan program took place in a hall of the Theosophical Society on Tuesday, 2nd December 52, a report of which appeared 2 days later in the Times of India, a photograph of Baba. Baba had experienced Delhi. A few new ones did come in Baba's close contact and were, quote, scorched, unquote, by the beauty of his light.
Thanks, Marvin. Your Wi-Fi or whatever internet is cracking. So thank you. I'll just reread that last paragraph, which got cracked. Another darshan program took place in a hall of the Theosophical Society on Tuesday, 2 December 1952, a report of which appeared 2 days later in the Times of India, along with a photograph of Baba. Although the fire that had engulfed Hamirpur was not experienced in Delhi, a few new ones did come in Baba's close contact and were scorched by the beauty of his light. Sorry, iPhone, I'm forgetting your name. I'm, having a senior moment. Are you there? Unmute.
Yeah, I'm
Can
here.
you unmute and continue?
I'm making coffee. In 1 minute, I'll come back.
Okie dokie, I'll keep going then. One of these was the intellectual giant Baba had mentioned in Roth. His name was Sardar Niranjan Singh, 60 years old, the principal of Camp College, Punjab University. Niranjan Singh was present at several places where Baba gave darshan. One day, his wife, who was a staunch Orthodox follower of Guru Nanak and had no faith in any other divine being, stopped him from going to see Baba. Yet in Meher Baba, Niranjan had literally seen his Guru Nanak. When this phenomenon occurred, he was dizzy and could not believe his eyes. At times, he would see Baba as Nanak, and at times as Baba himself. This sight created faith in him, and he wished his wife could have the same experience. That night, his wish came true when his wife dreamed of Meher Baba and became eager for his darshan. From then on, she often went to Baba's darshans and gradually even surpassed her husband in love for Baba. Can you see it, iPhone? I'm still forgetting
Yeah,
your
I'm
name.
here
It's
now.
weird.
Yeah, I don't know. My video is stopped. I don't know why you can't see me. It's Marcia. Okay.
Marcia, thank you.
Yeah, but I don't
Yep.
know why you can't see me, so I'm not going to worry about it.
No, I can see you. I just
Oh.
forgot your name.
Oh,
I had a
okay.
senior moment.
Well, I have to put my name back. It disappeared on the phone. Anywhere. Where do you want me to read? Right here?
From Niranjan.
Okay. Niranjan invited Baba to his college to give darshan to the students. This was not in the original scheduled program, but at the last moment, it was hastily arranged. Although there was no time according to the schedule, Baba accepted the invitation and crowded it into his schedule. It proved to be the best function of all. Baba went to the college on the 2nd at 7:30 p.m. Somebody's name popped up in the middle. Wait, I lost the thing. Hold on. Where'd you go? All right, I have to, okay, I'm sorry. Everything just disappeared. Okay. Oh. Oh, okay. Baba went to the college on the 2nd at 7:30 p.m., including the college personnel and students. There were almost 2,000 people present. A grand
3,000.
reception, pardon?
3,000 people.
Oh, sorry, 3,000 people present. A grand reception was accorded him on his arrival by Niranjan Singh, Professor Jaginder Singh, and others. Baba was led to the meeting hall, which was overflowing. Hundreds had to stand outside, which created a commotion. With Baba's permission, the principal stood up to say a few words. On his rising, a hush came over the audience. Niranjan Singh said, You know me as the principal. Wait, okay. I also teach philosophy. You take me as an expert in the subject, yet like you, I too am still a student. Despite all I know, I know very little about spirituality. When I read Mayor Baba's discourses, which were lent to me by a friend, I began to have full faith in him. The more I read, the more I was drawn to him, whom I had never seen. When I met him personally and heard some of his explanations, I could not help but feel that I had found a guru. But I was in a fix. You know my wife and her dogmatic religious beliefs. It has never been very possible for the two of us to live with any, I think you, okay. It has never been possible for the two of us to live with any differences between us. I told her to see Meher Baba only once. I have met him 3 times and she has, after seeing him 6 times. Now I ask her to garland Meher Baba in the presence of all. There was a loud cheering in the hall as Mrs. Niranjan Singh garlanded Baba. All were delightfully surprised at his unexpected transformation in her. She would not even read other religious scriptures. To accept Meher Baba as her master was extraordinary indeed. Baba is beyond all religions, and Narajan Singh and his wife acknowledged this. Professor Jaginder Singh and his wife also came close to Baba in their devotion. Before the start of every program, the message about bowing down was read out, and Baba would bow to all. At Camp College, the message on Soldiers of God was repeated, and the following message from Baba on the spiritual freedom was also delivered. We have gained our national freedom. Let us now try to gain our spiritual freedom, besides which every kind of freedom is a binding. Spiritual freedom is marred by the bindings of lust, power, greed, anger, hatred, jealousy, and low desires. When the prison of these bindings is torn asunder, the heritage of freedom, which constitutes infinite power, wisdom, peace, love, and bliss, is gained. To attain this freedom, we must realize God, who is the source of this freedom. To realize God, we must love him, losing ourselves in his infinite self.
Could you slow down a little bit, please, Marcia?
Oh, sure, okay.
Thank you.
We can love God through intense longing for his union. We can love God by surrendering to the Sadguru, who is God's personal manifestation. We can also love God by loving our fellow man, by giving them happiness at the cost of our own happiness, by rendering them service at the sacrifice of our own interests, and by dedicating our lives at the altar of selfless work for the downtrodden. And when we love God intensely through any of these channels, we finally know him to be our own self. The purpose of life is to realize God within us. This can be done even while attending to our worldly duties. In the everyday walk of life and amidst intense activities, we should feel detached and dedicate our doings to beloved God. Enough has been said to make people food-minded. They must now be God-minded. Do you want me to continue? Yeah.
Yes, please. Good job.
Hold on. Okay. Fiery free life. The downtrodden and poor people must be made to understand that, from the spiritual point of view, their misfortunes and miseries could be made the weapon for the struggle for truth. They should feel that miseries can be counted on as gifts of God, and if faced bravely and cheerfully, they could become the gateway to eternal happiness. I give my love and blessings to one and all for the understanding of the one infinite God residing equally within us, and besides whom everything else is false and illusory. After the messages were read, Baba conveyed to the students, I feel one with you as well as one of you. The purpose of my coming here will be served if you try to follow the two messages that have been read out to you. It was in Delhi at this time that the Sikh Saint Kirpal Singh, 59, met Baba for the first time. Harjawan Lal knew him and had scheduled one of the darshan functions at the saint's abode, where a number of people assembled on the afternoon of Sunday 30, November 1952. But when informed, Baba objected, saying that perhaps people would be confused, thinking they were coming for Kirpal Singh's darshan and not for his own. Kishan Singh and Deshmukh were then appointed to inform the saint that Baba preferred giving darshan that evening in a more central location on Minto Road, and that the saint and his followers were invited to come there. Kirpal Singh came, and in the absence of a chair, Baba bade him sit on a trunk on which Baba had spread a carpet. Baba remarked to him, You have come. You are so humble. You have won, and I have lost. Kirpal Singh told the gathering, Meher Baba is a Mahapurushi, perfect one. Baba embraced him lovingly as he left the place, and while Baba was getting into his car, Kirpal Singh once again asked Kishan Singh to request Baba to visit his ashram. Baba agreed, saying he would meet the saint and only his family members for 15 minutes and fix the date and time for it. A group of women who had gone for Baba's darshan at Minto Road offered their residence at Rajendra Nagar in New Delhi for one of Baba's programs. Their residence, agreeing to make all the arrangements. Baba went there on Wednesday morning, 3 December 1952, but shortly before his arrival, it was learned that the women were disciples of Kirpal Singh who were holding regular meetings at their house, and that the saint had also been invited by them. And this is fiery free life. To ensure that Kirpal Singh was accorded an equal position with Baba,
Slow down, please.
okay, to ensure that Kirpal Singh was accorded an equal position with Baba, they had placed two chairs side by side on the dais in the tent, one for Baba and the other for the saint. Kishan Singh and Prashwati prevailed upon them to remove the second chair, but the women objected. Harjawan Lal approached the saint directly, who agreed at once. And on entering the pandal, Harjawan Lal had the chair replaced at a lower level. Baba arrived immediately afterwards. Darshan was given, and Baba spelled on the alphabet board the word, worse scoundrel is better than a hypocritical saint. Although Baba had promised to meet Kirpal Singh at his ashram, and later even extended the fixed time by 15 minutes so he could meet his disciples also, Baba shortened his stay in Delhi and left without going to the saint's ashram. Kishan Singh was sent to Kirpal Singh to express regrets for Baba's inability to pay a visit, and the saint was disappointed. This, however, was not the end of the saint's contact with Meher Baba as events unfolded. Does someone else want to continue?
Oh, sure, Marcia. Thanks a lot. That was good.
Oh, thank you.
A final darshan program was held at the Arts Faculty Building of Delhi University at 5 p.m. on the evening of the 3rd. For 20 minutes, Baba had to wait in the car because the hall was not yet full. He remarked to Cain and Deshmukh, "Now I am waiting for people to come, and they don't come. But when I am gone," with drop my body in brackets, "they will come crying in multitudes." Several distinguished foreigners, probably from the diplomatic corps, were seated in the audience. Baba dictated on the board. The purpose of life is to realize our oneness with the infinite. This can be achieved through love for God. Divine love makes us true to ourselves and to others. It makes us live honestly, comprehending that God Himself is infinite honesty. Divine love is the solution to all our difficulties. It frees us from every kind of binding. It makes us speak truly, think truly, and act truly. It makes us feel one with the whole universe. Divine love purifies our heart and glorifies our being. I give you my love and blessings. Baba had originally planned to stay in Delhi until the 4th, but after giving darshan at Delhi University on the 3rd, he changed his mind and decided to depart at 10 o'clock on the night train for Ahmednagar. He sent Kumar back to Manjri Mafi with instructions to come to Kuldabad on the 14th. From Jhansi, the Hamirpur group that had accompanied Baba to Delhi returned to Hamirpur. After completion of this part of his fiery free life journey, Baba, who had caught a bad cold, arrived in Merzad on Friday, 5 December 1952, where he met with the women Mandali, Mera, Mani Gohar, Naja, Meru, and Rano, and also Kaka, Don, Nilu, and Krishna. Baba stayed in Merzad for the next 6 days, catching up on correspondence for his future programs. During this period, the Must, Ali Shah, was brought from Mehrabad for a day on 10 December 1952. Baba worked with him for several hours, and the Must was sent back the same day with Sidhu. From a medical point of view, from a medical point of view, Don was amazed at the activity on Baba's part. Baba's leg had not yet completely healed. Even so, with his leg wrapped only in a bandage, Baba was moving about with his usual alacrity. Throughout the journey to Hamirpur, Baba had covered long distances on foot, day and night, traveling over unpaved, rough roads. His leg was causing him physical pain, but it seemed that the pain had merged in the ocean of fire and he was enjoying it. As mentioned, Baba was using his bedroom upstairs at Merazad. Once, while Baba was being helped up the stairs, Krishna killed a poisonous snake on the steps. Baba was to journey next to Andhra Pradesh, and on the morning of Sunday, 7 December 1952, he declared, "For the first time, those in Andhra and those who accompany me will have the fortune to taste and witness my Leela." The constant flow and frequent showers of love I gave to the sea of humanity in Hamirpur will be accelerated 20-fold in Andhra. Baba was scheduled to go to Nagpur also on 25 December, but on the 11th, he canceled his trip due to a letter from Babadas informing him that arrangements had yet to be started and financing was unavailable. There was a hidden reason for the change in the Nagpur program, as will be seen. On 12 December, driven by Adi Sr. and accompanied by Erich Dake, Chugan, and Waman Padala, Baba left Merazad for Kuldabad, 20 miles from Aurangabad. Alaba, Baidul, Gadakar, Gustaji, Jalbai, Pendu, Ramju, Sadashiv, and Vishnu had preceded them. Baba wanted a small water container with them, but Erich had taken a large one. Displeased with him, Baba got out of the car and remarked, "This is the first inauspicious happening." So here's a good place to stop. And next week, we'll start at page 3220.